Okay, so the air fried ready-made hamburger business has got so big here at this house that I decided to spend a little extra money on some from mail order, which Omaha Steaks makes hamburgers, and so does Kansas City Steaks. So these are both ground chuck brisket burgers. Both of them are their a version of brisket and ground chuck. And I got some right here we're going to try and see which one's best, because we're using them a lot and we really like them. We're going to use the Ninja Foodi grill, and because I can and because I do a lot of air frying on them, just strictly air frying, we're going to use the Instant Pot Vortex 6 standalone air fryer just to see how they do in there. I'm John Sanders, also known as Jelly 007. Let's cook some ready-made brisket burgers. Okay, I'll start out with saying they came in a cooler like I'm sure you've seen before, with dry ice, and they both came in with no problems within a couple of days of when I ordered them, and they were still frozen solid. The Omaha steaks come in 2 to a pack, which you can separate, I'm sure, and they're vacuum sealed. Everything looks good. Same thing with Kansas City. They are separated. They're not 2 to a pack. They're single, where that would even matter. These did come with steak seasoning. But that being said, I'll show on the side what they are referred to as on their website, which is ground beef brisket chuck burgers. And that was 10 6-ounce ground beef brisket chuck burgers. Now, this ain't about price. You can go on our website and look at the price. I mean, I'm not trying to, because every time I look, there's a sale or something. So, I mean, sometimes the prices are different. But the Omaha Steak, here's how they word theirs. Ground beef brisket burgers, 8 pieces at 6 ounces. So they're both 6-ounce burgers, and everything is brisket and ground beef. There are the Omaha Steaks, and here are the Kansas City. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to say right quick. I did forget to say that these have been in the refrigerator overnight, and they are thawed as properly as you get in the refrigerator overnight, all 4 of these. This Ninja calls for 500 degrees for hamburgers, so I've got it set for grill, and you can see it has a grill in it just like that. It's a real neat device, in case you don't know, but I've got it set at 500 degrees. This wants me to add food right now, which I'm not going to, but I've got it set for 400 degrees because that's as high as it will go. Okay, so everything is preheated and ready. I put salt and pepper on the Omaha steak ones because they didn't come with anything. The Kansas Cities did come with this steak seasoning, so I used that here. I'm going to lightly spray both devices with avocado oil, and that's really I'm not worried about them sticking. I think it'll help with cleanup. We're going to start the Ninja Grill, which is 500 degrees first. And there goes a little bit of that. Now we're going to keep the Kansas City on the left side, and this one right here on the right hand side, so we should have no problem keeping up with those, other than I've got to watch the temps and make sure nothing really goes bad. Now, I've got it set for 10 minutes, but that does not mean we're going to leave it in there. We're going to go by temp. Next thing is this one right here. Same thing. And I got to spray it. Kansas City here. And Omaha here. So Omaha on the right, Kansas City on the left. We're running. I'm going to set that time to, I don't know, 10. We're going to be watching it also with the thermopan. So let those go a little while and we'll take another look. Okay, so I want to look at these. I'm going to raise it. We're not worrying about temps right now. I'm going to go over here. Wow, I may have went a little early, but now we have the Omaha here and the Kansas City top right. Okay, so I think we ought to take a look at the 5-minute mark on the Instant Pot. And you can see they don't look bad. I may flip them. You know what? Let's just see if I can. I should have moved that. Let's see what they look like. No, they don't need flipping yet, so we're going right back where it was. Right back in there. We'll probably have to add time to that one, but be back. Okay, so we are coming up on the end of both of them. I'm going to check this one because I don't feel it probably needs anything. And all I'm going to do to this one right now is add a few minutes to buy me some time. So we'll just say 10 minutes, and we're going to deal with the Ninja. Like I said, I thought it might get a little, thought it might have been tricky. So let's just see what we got right now. And that's with almost 10 minutes done, and that looks good on that side. And this one does too. And you can move it to the side you hadn't had anything on, and it usually helps it, you know, get a little bit more of the crosshatch or the grill marks. So we're about to do some temp checks. I'm going to go ahead and add some time to that one. I'm going to put 5 minutes for right now, but we're about to check temps. I just want to look at this one again. I said it was going to be crazy, and I think it is. I just want to make sure these don't need flipping. They're not browning like nowhere near as fast as that one. I am going to turn them. In fact, I'll show them to you this time. There's what that side looks like. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. It just is, well, it's 400 degrees versus 500. So I'm about to do a temp check right here. I just checked it briefly right here, and I had all I wanted, 185. And I guess 165 would have been better, but on the bottom, we got 182 right there. That's all I want. That's plenty. And it happened in a hurry at that 500 degree mark. But we're going to put them just like that. And that's the Kansas City. And that is the OMAHA. So I'm going to kind of pay attention. I'm going to turn these off. And I'm going to try and pay attention to these over here for just a minute. In fact, before they go too far, let's see. Well, we're 162 right there. And 158, 155. So these could use a little longer. Okay, so right quick, while those are finishing, the temps aren't bad on this by no means. I got 174, which is fine with me, and that's the Kansas City. And then on this one, 176. So there's nothing wrong with those. I may go ahead and cut these. I think it's going to take these just a minute longer to get to look like I want. Now, you know what? We might just go by temp. And at 170 or so, I'm not going to let them go past that. So let's just see what they are right now. I got 175. And that is 166 right here on the Kansas City. And to be honest with you, those are about where I would think they should be pulled. So that's what we're going to do. Now, it's just air fryer hamburger versus an indoor grill hamburger. I mean, they're different. Now, that is a Kansas City. You can tell by the seasoning. And that looks good right there. Let's do a temp check. Just make sure I don't need to slide them back in, just to make sure. 164, 163. That I'm good with that. Carryover is going to take that to the perfect temperature. So maybe the air fryer, it's a little easier to manage because maybe I should have. Again, there's a thousand things you could say, but those look good. I'll put it like that. You can tell me which ones you think look best. Kansas City, and they look, like I said, these have a little more of a char on them from the grill, but this is the Kansas City from the grill, and this is the Kansas City from the air fryer, and then these two are the OMAHAs, and they all look great, and definitely more char on the grill, but there's nothing wrong with what an air fryer does to them either. again. But anyhow, in fact, I don't want that running. I will get these ready. We're going to cut that open, let them sit just a minute. I'm going to cut them open. Be back. Okay, so they've rested about 3 or 4 minutes. Again, Kansas City, Kansas City. Omaha, Omaha, and this side's the grill, and that side's the air fryer. And they all look excellent. I am anxious to see if there's any flavor difference much on that. Now, I don't have to tell you what all you can put on a hamburger. This is some of my favorite stuff, though. Hoop cheese. If you ever try it, you will love it. I found these today, rotisserie chicken. But anyhow, we're going to worry about these hamburgers, and that's all. Here's the one from the grill, and that's the Omaha, and here's the one from the grill, that is the Kansas City, and so far so good. Here we go, Omaha from the air fryer, and Kansas City from the air fryer. And I'm going to try and show you those, but the air fryer, I'm telling you, I cook a lot of hamburgers in the air fryer. Now, I love this device, and I use it a lot. But this is, a lot of times, some type of air fryer is on my counter, and I use it a lot. Now, there's the Omaha. And there's nothing, I don't see any problem with it. It did look a little different, you know, when it was thawed. But it doesn't that much right now, and I'll say that. And the grill just puts a little darker on it. It got it a little hotter, obviously, and it got a little more heat. And you see I had a thin side. I think that's where I checked temp to start with, maybe. But the main thing is this. And that is a very good tasting brisket burger, and that's really what it is. You can the grain in a brisket burger is a little different, and I think it's better. Now, which one they're cooked in, I don't know if that'll matter that much, but here's an air fryer Omaha. Nothing wrong with it. It has that brisket flavor also. I'm going to go back to the Kansas City on the thick side. Well, it's hard to say. I taste the brisket in both. It's different than a normal ground beef hamburger, obviously. I think if you try them, you'll see what I mean. They taste different. Of course, I don't always cook them. When I'm cooking them on a grill, I don't always cook them this far. But the USDA recommends, or somebody, the FDA, USDA, somebody recommends 165. So I don't want to mislead you and tell you to do something wrong. But even at 170, these were, they have an excellent flavor, and I mean all of them. Now, with all of them right here, it's kind of hard to make a choice, but the seasoning, maybe, what's doing it. Hey, I like them all. I'll just put it like that. They're all good. There's nothing wrong with any of them. I feel positive your family would like any of those. Now, I'm sure mine will. I'm probably going to put those back together and make one of these hamburgers out of 2 or 3 of them tonight. But anyhow, hey, thanks for watching my video. Order you some hamburgers. I'm telling you, we are using this type of hamburger at my house now all the time. An air fryer or an indoor grill or an air fryer and this type of hamburger is the most simple lunch you'll ever eat, or supper. So, hey, I love y'all all. Come back to see me. Bye-bye.